Hello guys, what's going on? This is Negacious here. And welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. In the last episode, we actually woke up before our alarm hit off because either a jackass or Shizune could knock on the door that early with such a loud bang, and it was the first one. It was Kenji, the jackass, who banged on the door and somehow got us to manipulated us to actually fetch a package from the post office in the city. And we hadn't had any breakfast, so we went to the Shanghai to get something to eat, and we ran to Shizune there, who saw the box that we had just picked up. And of course, with her being the curious type, she wanted to know what was inside it, tried to take it from us, and in the end it turned into a game that whoever lets go of the box, when we carry it in conjunction, we'll have to carry it all the way back to the school, and it ended up being Shizune. So, yeah, and we're finally back in school. We're getting something to eat, apparently. So, let's go. The sign language teacher says that I'm pretty good. I try not to think about it too much, but the truth is I'm poring over it so much lately that it's hard to keep coming back to it at least a couple times a day. I guess I am picking it up faster than expected, but it's still not enough. I understand it just fine. Understanding it is simple. Well, I have to put my mind to it to read it, but it's easy enough when I do. The signing itself is doable, I just need a little more practice. However, trying to do both at the same time, even at half the speed Misha does it, it's impossible. Where I am right now is good for my level, but in order to reach a point where I'll be able to really converse with Shizune, I'll need more work. I'm doing my best to get to that point one step at a time by doing as much studying as I can squeeze in during lunch. Oh, we're in lunch, okay. I look up from Introduction to Japanese Sign Language to check if Shizune or Misha are around. Of course, since this is taking up my lunch hour, I've had to avoid them for a few days now. What's more, I'll have to continue doing so if I want to keep Shizune from finding out. My back to the corner, scanning the area every 10 minutes. I feel like some kind of criminal trying to evade capture. Every chance she gets, Misha asks me why I want to hide the fact that I'm learning sign language from Shizune. Looking back on it, there really wasn't any reason, but now I think I know. If I want Shizune to be able to treat me as a true equal, sign language is an important step towards that goal. If I want to be able to treat Shizune as an equal... Oh, wait. Okay. Okay. If I want to be able to treat Shizune as an equal, then sign language is an important step towards that goal. That was a weird way to put it. Another important step is to make sure she doesn't know, so that when we're able to finally speak on equal terms, I'll be fully ready, able to do it right, not like some dilettante. Anything less, I think, would be insulting. She would see it the same way. So to me, this is my only option, especially now that I've decided to be so resolute with it. Shizune has a huge aura. It's very easy to see her coming, or even to sense her coming. Mostly because of Misha's hair lights up any crowd she's in like a beacon, and you can hear her laughing from a mile away. Although, even if Misha weren't with her, it would still be the same. Her directness and efficiency are core parts of her, so it's no surprise if they come across in the way she walks as well. Well, due to all these factors, I'm able to put away all my things and put my best casual face long before they see me and head my way. Hi. Student Council! Student Council! Student Council was the first thing I asked to learn. It seemed like it would come in handy. Yeah, Shizune's voice is still in pieces for me. I haven't gotten a good grasp on it. Yeah, I've been dodging it for a while now, huh? Yep! Blop. Shizune sits down in front of me to my right and Misha to my left. It was a mistake putting myself in the corner now. Now I'm, well, cornered. In the end, I'm dragged off to the student council room, but I don't mind. I was starting to miss them a bit anyway. In some ways, this makes it easier. Satisfied with having caught me, Shizune doesn't ask me where I've been all this time. Once I stand before the door, I wonder what could be so important that they're eager to pull me back in. Games. There are more games out than books. This at least explains why every time I come here, there are stacks of books piled on every table and occasionally parts of the floor. They need a room to put out all these games somewhere.
It's boring playing against each other so much, Hichan. So it's your turn, okay? Okay, it's settled then.
I didn't even say anything.
Hichan, this is one of the last days we'll be able to take it easy like this for a while. So, it's especially important that we make the most of it, don't you think? Tanabata will be coming up soon, and we will have to put in a lot of work for that too. So, for now, play with us!
Come to think of it, it's true. I didn't even notice because I've been so wrapped up in wanting to learn sign language. Right on the heels of one festival, a bigger one appears. I wonder if Shizune will try and rope a couple of new members in to help with that one as well. You're right.
Yay! Hichan agrees! Let's celebrate!
I know. We should play a game.
Let's play a game to celebrate, Hichan!
I don't know. That kind of thing usually ends badly for me.
Hichan is worried about the stakes.
Misha makes a very disappointed face. It's hard to tell if she's mocking me, since her expressions are so exaggerated by default. She's an all-out kind of girl. I turn my head to Shizune. Now this person, she's definitely mocking me. Hey, stop that. But yes, I'll play with you if you tell me what's at stake first.
How very Japanese, putting the consequences above anything else. Hichan, have you ever heard of the expression missing the forest from the trees?
No. That's a lie, but I have my pride, which is currently feeling wounded. Okay, I'll play, but I want to pick the game. Misha nods. Additionally, I pick the punishment if you lose. Shizune makes an X with her arms. That either means denied, or that she's about to use her special attack. Aha! Now who's afraid of the consequences? How vengeful! Still thinking of so spitefully about the playful little joke. If beat you, would probably bite back. Shizune signs a word I don't quite catch.
Hichan is so vengeful, even though it was just a playful little joke. If an armadillo bit you, it would probably bite back. You would.
Armadillo?
It's foolish to bite an armadillo back, Hichan.
Who the fuck would even bite an armadillo?
But Hichan would do it anyway, you see.
I see. Shizune adjusts her glasses with a small flourish of her hand.
Hichan, we didn't have anything planned at all if we were going to win or lose. We just assumed there would be something like that.
I wonder why.
Me too. But, oh well, there isn't. Does that change your mind, Hichan?
Well, yes. That's so anime. Misha windmills her arm at high speed to show her joy. Weird habit. This is the kind of thing you could only see in the student council room, occupied by only 3 people. Sorry about that. Anywhere else, she would end up socking someone else in the face.
Yay, yay, yay! Let's start right now!
Not just yet. Okay. However, we have to all be able to play. That's my condition. I don't like games where one person is clearly the ace player right off the bat, or games where only 2 people can play, so one of us has to sit back. It has to be something the 3 of us can play equally.
Checkers?
The instant she says it, Misha takes out a bag of checkers and places them on the table. Only 2 people can play that, I told you.
Okay. Hichan. How about Monopoly?
A Monopoly box slowly edges towards me, and I take it out of Misha's hand and put it under my chair. I don't like games that revolve around the luck of the draw. They're too much about the chance and not about skill. Also, stop jumping the gun with these games.
Luck is a kind of skill, you know?
No, it's not. I mean, yes, it is. Some guys are bastardly lucky. Like, Jesus. Or some people, I should say.
It can be if you're...
Yeah, exactly. Just as I finished saying it.
It can be if you're consistently lucky, right?
Once at that point, it's something else entirely.
Baccarat, marbles, life, snakes and ladders, roulette, blackjack, paper football, trivial pursuit.
Misha begins to excitedly name a bunch of the games, as if she were reading from a list. With each suggestion, a new box, board, and pieces appear around her. A bizarre catalogue of games ranging from children's fare to serious, polished-looking gambling instruments that look very out of place in this humble room.
3-way chess?
Is that even possible?
Let's try. Yes, let's try it. Definitely.
How would you even do 3-way chess? That's impossible. They pull a chessboard from behind them with a flourish like 2 junior magicians. Well, magic does require some deft sleight of hand, and they've got that in spades. I'm not surprised. Nevertheless, it is still somehow unsettling. Stop doing that! Oh, Hanako! I need to go back to her like extremely shy voice again, because this is not the timeline.
Excuse me?
A very timid voice manages to make me look up. Hey, Hanako!
I lost my ID card and someone told me I could find out where to get a new one here if I'm interrupting something. I can come back later.
Hanako's eyes drift across the room, taking the landscape of piled-up record books, haphazardly scattered chairs, and overturned board games. I guess this isn't exactly the image of an organized, tightly run student council like ours should be giving off. Hello. It's the only thing I can think of to break the ice. Unfortunately, it just seems to startle her further.
My ID card, You're in our class, aren't you, right? Right! So, don't be so timid, okay? Come on! Yep, even though we're your seniors, it's not like we'll bite.
We're not her seniors, we're in the same class. Still, I am grateful for them for stepping in.
What is it you said you want? An ID card, right? Right! Yes.
Her eyes slide away from Misha. Being shy, it's no wonder she's not the best at keeping eye contact. I follow where she's looking and notice her gaze stop on the chessboard on the table. Hanako's eyes widen, just for a moment. Shizune notices as well.
Do you like chess? You like chess, don't you? Yeah, you do, definitely. Do you want to play?
Hesitation. She might make a break for it. I refuse to get involved in this. It won't end well. To my amazement, Hanako seems to be considering the idea very seriously. She touches the tip of her fingers together pensively, mulling the thought over. That level of consideration is more or less a confirmation.
We're having our lunch break, so you'll have to wait anyway. Why not play with us in the meantime? Come on, it'll be fun, really fun. You like chess, don't you? I can tell that really. I can tell, really. It's obvious, so please, will you? Okay. Yay! Success! Okay! That's great!
Hey, we actually get a picture for this. Nice. The chessboard is set up. The opening move is important. Shizune looks like one of those, like those evil, like plotters in anime, with their like eyes closed and like their hands leaned together, like on the table, like, yes, I do agree with that as well. I don't know how to describe them. Like evil SOBs. However, Shizune doesn't seem to care. Hanako ponders her move carefully, sliding pieces forward just a little bit, then pulling them back in uncertainty, second-guessing herself over and over again. She's really into this game. You can't call her a casual player. Definitely an enthusiast. Shizune can't take her lightly. No matter what she does, Hanako has an appropriate response. Yet, there's something wrong about the pacing of this game. Shizune moves too quickly. No, not even too quickly, but with illogical speed. It's like she isn't even thinking about what she'll do next. Either Shizune is in the realm of supercomputers, or she isn't taking this game very seriously. Or maybe Hanako just isn't very good. Well, she almost beat us, so... Shizune forces an exchange of pawns. Hanako's turns take increasing amounts of time as the game goes on, and it hasn't even been going on for that long. Suddenly, it becomes clear. Shizune has a lot more time to think about her next move, because Hanako takes forever to move a piece. Despite that, it's an interesting game. Black Knight to f6. Bishop to d3. Since they're both playing seriously, no one is toying with the other. There's no clearly dominant player, at least not for now. Maybe this is helped by the fact that they aren't very close to each other, from what I can see. Shizune is a mysterious opponent to Hanako, and Hanako is an enigma to Shizune. Well, she was an enigma to us as well. In another timeline, Hanako's furrowed brow shows that she's really into the game. She wants to win, and Shizune always wants to win. Their lack of familiarity is a little depressing, but it is giving life to the game, and allowing them to see each other as good competition. Maybe they might even end up being friends over it, or at the very least, rivals in chess. It's an optimistic thought. Although remembering playing Risk against Shizune, she doesn't want to just crush people for the fun of it. The game continues. Shizune plays 12 moves in 4 minutes. What a scary opponent. But Hanako holds her own, even though her king is being chased around the board a bit. pawn to h6. White knight to e6. The end is near. Dots. The game ends.
That was a really good game! Thanks. It was very close. I thought I would lose. You're very skilled.
Magnanimous in victory and extending a hand to the defeated. Maybe it's because Hanako is taking her defeat so well.
This is a fun game, but it took so long, almost a whole period. Chess is too formulaic. What?
Formulaic?
Chess is too formulaic, especially at this level. How about some advanced rules?
What?
Advanced? Yeah, like speed chess, or chess with additional pieces. Or maybe we can pair up and play tag team chess with 1 or 2 boards. Your choice. Come on, it'll be fun, really. Regular chess is so slow, too methodical, it's boring. I want to play chess that rewards quick thinking and daring. Any one of these, comparing chess to it is like comparing checkers to Go, or tic-tac-toe to shogi. Right? Even laser chess might be more exciting. Pick something, pick!
The hell is laser chess? Like a deer in headlights, many emotions spring up in me, watching Hanako's mind reel in front of the chessboard, as if she's about to faint. The dominant one is amusement, but I move a little closer in case she might really topple over. Now that's an evil dictator face. Oh god, this route is way too much fun. The board is set up again, but this time it's not even close. Hanako can't even make a move out of fear of her hand colliding with Shizune's. She's all over the board. It's an onslaught. Anywhere Hanako wants to put a piece, Shizune is already there. It's the fastest game I've ever seen in my life.
Let's change the rules and play again! Best out of 6, like Kasparov and Deep Blue!
Poor Hanako. Hanako excuses herself and flees from the room.
Huh? Wait! Didn't she want to know where she could get a new ID? Excuse me? Hello? Come back, please! Wait!
Strangely, the farther Misha goes away, the louder the sound of her voice seems to grow.
I couldn't catch her.
Shizune pats her on the shoulder reassuringly. There.
There.
You're pretty cheerful for someone who needed a pat on the shoulder. Dots.
Hichan, do you hate games where luck is involved?
A question out of nowhere, but feels like an important one. If it wasn't, why would Shizune be looking at me, watching for my reaction? Even as I glance in her direction, she tries to pretend she isn't doing so, putting on a casual air by spinning a chess piece in her fingers.
I don't like games that revolve luck off the draw, right? That was you, Hichan.
Yeah, revolving around luck isn't the same as just having luck involved, though. I don't hate games just for having an element of luck. Most games have an element of luck to them anyway. It's what keeps them interesting. I think a game where you know from the beginning how far you can go is boring. Then it's not a game, isn't it? Just going through motions. For a game where you have little to no control, I don't think I could get into something like that.
I see. That girl is very good at chess. Chess is a formulaic game, so it's a game that isn't suited for her. There was nothing formulaic about her. Someone who plays chess like that, looking only at the next piece, playing so shallowly, can't be called a serious chess player. Anyone who loves chess to the point where their eyes sparkle like when they see a chessboard would be the kind of person who would study the game. If you study just casually, you can learn to see at least 2 moves ahead, even against pros. Why would someone who loves the game so much, with that enthusiasm, know so little about it, even less than someone with just a passing interest in it?
Shizune puts down the piece in her hand. It's a rook.
Her feelings are real, but her feelings for the game aren't real. Do you understand, Hichan? There is no luck in chess. It's very important to realize that luck in games is good because it gives everyone a chance. Just enough to matter, but not so much that skill is penalized. Chess is boring because it's not a game. To me, it seems like formulas. Hanako isn't the kind of person who would love something like that either. If you value something, you fight. Struggle is proof of preciousness. I think so, at least. Or you concede immediately. Since it's so precious that it stops your thinking. The first is a passionate love. The second is a gentle love. I tried to fight her, chasing around her king and trying to bait her. I didn't succeed though, because she stuck to only what would work. The trickiest moments were when she moved the fastest. That means she knew exactly how to deal with those situations. That means someone taught her. Do you understand, Hichan?
Not really.
If you love chess that much but can't give it your all, it's because you love the memories attached to it and not the game. It's too precious for her to see as a tool for true competition. Due to that, you can't become friends over it. Not without words.
Well, your way of making friends isn't the way that works on everyone, Shizune. The look on her face isn't one of sadness, at least as far as I can tell, but her words are very sad. Hey, let's play a game. While the board is still here. But the bell rings and cuts me off. Din 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 da 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 ba da da. Chess is a difficult game. Things have returned to normal. Well, I transferred in at a pretty unusual time, and I can hardly say that I had a normal first few weeks here. I guess it's more like things have calmed down and reached normality. I've been here longer than I thought. It's hard not to think about all the stuff I must have missed in this school before my arrival, or the things that might have happened in my old school since I've been gone. I wonder where these feelings come from, since I didn't leave much behind. I have a lot more here that I like. If that wasn't the case, then I wouldn't even bother with something like Student Council, or Shizune and Misha. It would be hard-pressed to care about anything if this school was how I imagined it would be. So even this feeling of a daily routine makes me glad in a way. I dread the amount of work that's going to hit me in the Student Council after school, enough to want to consider stepping out of my duties just this once. Yet, it's nice to feel like there's something I can do. Shizune drops a stack of attendance sheets next to me. Thanks again for helping out. Well, no. I don't know what kind of words to give her. Thanks again for helping out.
Thanks again, Hichan.
Sure is a lot of work though. I had to skip out on sign language class again, but now I'm at a level where I can understand most of Shizune and Misha's conversations with each other, so I'm not too bothered by it. Shizune still doesn't know that though. I'm determined to keep things that way until I'm very sure of my skills. Perhaps it's a little childish of me. Tanabata is less than 5 days, but they're only going to start building their stalls tomorrow.
Hichan, we might have to help out with building stalls again starting tomorrow.
Why? What was the point of taking them apart then? That took days, didn't it?
Yep, that's right, even though Hichan wasn't there for it.
I would have helped out if you asked. It wouldn't have made sense to bore you with cleanup duty after you enjoyed the festival so much.
It wouldn't have made sense to bore you with making you clean up right after the festival. It would have ruined the fun.
Besides...
Hichan is lazy anyway. You would have tried to run away again. Hichan doesn't like playing foxhound.
That stings. Shizune covers her mouth with her hand and starts shaking. It takes me a second to realize she's laughing, mostly because she's doing so completely soundlessly. It's a little strange to see, but more or less the same good-spirited kind as Misha's, without being eardrum piercing.
That's a good question though, Hichan.
Huh?
Stalls!
It's a storage issue. The school doesn't have anywhere to store so many stalls, since each one's pretty large. They won't pay for outside storage either, so this is what they decided on. It's inefficient but cheaper.
Because the school doesn't have anywhere to store that many stalls, Hichan. Yeah, right, they do, but they don't want to pay. Sorry, Hichan.
It's because of the previous generation. The leadership decided that outside storage costs had risen too much, and the student council before us was too weak-willed to tell them that it's stupid to have to build and disassemble 60 stalls twice every year.
Okay. Hichan, let's eat something. It feels like we've been working all day.
We have. Now that I think about it, I am hungry. I would have had lunch, but it was really crowded today for some reason, so I decided it wasn't worth the trouble.
It was like that today because they had some especially interesting things for sale on the side.
Like what? No, don't tell me. I guess it doesn't matter, since I won't be able to eat them anyway. Shizune looks oddly pleased with herself. I wonder what the context of that could be. I prepared ahead of time for this. Beaming with self-satisfaction, she produces a wide assortment of food from her bag. I can immediately see that 90% of it or more was taken from the lunchroom. There's a lot as well. Isn't there a limit on how much a person can buy? That means these gains are definitely ill-gotten. The veal cutlet bread is always sold out in the first minute of lunch. I'm impressed you managed to obtain one. Thank you. Oh god, not another game. I reach for it quickly, but Shizune immediately makes a grab for it as well. Her hand goes slack for a second when it touches mine, but she immediately pushes forth with redoubled effort, with that blazing, competitive spirit flashing dangerously in her eyes. Her fingers pry at mine, searching for an opening. I don't budge an inch, fight for this bread with my life. Prepared to fight. I might never have another chance to eat this. I'm fully aware that if we continue like this, we could crush the bread, greatly reducing its edibility. Misha, tell her that unless she lets go, the bread is going to be crushed.
Why can't you do it yourself?
I'm startled she can so nonchalantly let slip that I could communicate with Shizune just fine if I wanted to. I almost consider this possibility it was almost consider the possibility it was intentional, but I'm sure she was just distracted trying to tear the wrapper off a juice box straw. Isn't it obvious I can't let go of the bread?
I can tell Shichan that then.
She puts her palms up to the sky and shrugs, a wide grin on her face. Why not?
Because you have a stake in this, so I can't trust you. If Shichan wants to reply, she has to let go of the bread and then you win. Who knows, who knows? Maybe that's what you want, Hichan. It wouldn't be fair, so I'm going to be neutral, like Switzerland.
Switzerland?
Do you know about Switzerland?
The home country of Roger Federer.
Of course.
That was a great voice crack there, Hisao. Of course I do. It's neutral. They're neutral. Shizune stares at me cockily, tip of her tongue sticking out slightly from between her teeth as she continues to tug firmly at the veal cutlet bread between us. Suddenly, she lets go and holds her hands up, palms facing outwards, the universal gesture of peace. This seems like a poor way to settle this, doesn't it? And we might crush the bread. She glares, and her passive expression quickly plummets into a disapproving grimace.
Hichan, drop the bread. We are negotiating now.
Drop the bread? Like, freeze! Drop your... I drop the bread reluctantly. Misha's hand darts in from the side, her fingers drumming across the table as it makes its way over.
Don't mind me, I don't really even like veal. I'll just take this sandwich right here and something to drink too.
Picking them up cautiously, she immediately retreats. She has the right idea. I could just pick something else, and there are lots of delicious things here. The chicken katsudon bread is also a popular seller, ranking high in taste and demand, but I've already eaten one before. You're so immature, Hisao. This wouldn't be a problem if you would pick something else. The chicken katsudon bread is delicious.
You're so immature, Hichan. Why don't you pick the chicken katsudon bread instead? It's delicious.
But I have already eaten that.
Hichan, why are you so obsessed with eating the veal cutlet bread? Specifically!
It's hard to get normally. Rare things are more delicious.
You're acting like a child. You're acting like a kid, Hichan.
Why don't you eat the chicken bread? That's not important. Turning bright red, she smiles cunningly and continues. There's no reasoning with you, so it looks like the only way to settle for this. We are going to play for it.
That doesn't matter. We'll play for it instead.
Somehow, I expected this. It's the logical conclusion. Shizune has been studying for a long time, pretty much continuously up until now. With our finals over, I guess that surplus energy has to go somewhere. Play what? Rock, paper, scissors. The oldest game known to man, upon which the fate of nations has been known to rest. Rock, paper, scissors.
We'll play rock, paper, scissors. Really? That sounds so serious, Shichan.
There's no humor in her expression. She is dead set on this. Okay. She draws her hand back and I mirror her. Go! We both put out rock. A draw. I had thought I had the perfect plan. Rock is unbeatable. Shizune frowns, deeply upset by this unexpected turn of events. Not as planned.
Again?
2 papers. Damn.
Again!
we both throw out 2 rocks again, but the third hand is among us representing scissors.
This looks like fun. Can I play? It's a duel, Shichan? Dueling conduct. You're right, I don't really know.
Oh. The faster she signs, the harder it is to follow. Duh. In fact, it looks like even Misha is having trouble keeping up. What's she talking about?
One more time.
We tie again. Every time, Shizune demands a rematch. Eventually skipping that step altogether and throwing rock, paper or scissors out with increasingly reckless abandon. Even playing completely randomly, we continue to tie. This is a mathematical long shot. Misha hovers above us, watching it all and laughing each time we draw. After 16 rounds, Shizune pushes her chair away from the table and stands up.
Enough of this, Hichan. I see what I have been doing wrong. This will be all over in the next round, so brace yourself, okay? Okay. I have studied your thought processes and I see how you play. I'm anticipating your next move and will combat it expertly.
This is all news to me, as I can't remember what are we doing this over. Shizune grins confidently, a look of fearless daring on her face. Her cool eyes flash with pure competitive spirit as she draws her hand back, goading me wordlessly to do the same. Her form is amazing, like a professional bowler or something, just to throw a hand motion. 2 papers. She... What the fuck is that face? That's like that's like the face of someone who's completely Jesus. That's the face of someone who's completely like well, like you know that that effect like really like frustrated or like dumbstruck at the same time. Shizune's body immediately goes slack, and she rubs her temples with a look of exasperation on her face as she lets out a sigh so long it sounds like a tire deflating. I realize I've gotten a lot hungrier in the time we've been doing this. We can just split it. I break the bread in half and offer the one half of it to Shizune. She takes it. Thank you. She looks at the bread in her hand, studying it. But this feels hollow, somehow. Regardless of how she feels, she still eats it. All of a sudden, I see Misha observing the scene out of the corner of my eye.
Hichan, that was very romantic, I think.
Oh, come on. She laughs and takes a bite of her second sandwich. We eat in silence for a while, Shizune and I managing to avoid any other contests, and then we go back to work. As I finish up the day's usual filing, I think of myself that this might be Shizune's way of trying to start this week on a high note. After all, tomorrow is when the real work will begin, and with her hands literally full building stalls, she won't be able to talk very much. It will be likely pretty dull and tiring, like it was the first time around. I'm appreciative of her effort in that case. It's nice to have days like this, as a way of enjoying yourself before the days ahead. I think that was her idea as well. I also remember that I still have to get rid of Kenji's package. The damn thing is bulky, and somehow I've never been able to track him down since I picked it up. After student council is adjourned for the day, I walk towards the vending machines to look for something to drink, parting from Shizune and Misha. It's a short trip, but even after a few seconds, I start to get the feeling I'm not alone. A pair of hands cover my eyes.
Guess who?
Shizune?
It's me, Hichan.
Yeah, I know.
Then why did you say it was Hichan? It's okay to be wrong sometimes, Hichan. You're too proud. Anyway, after student council, you don't usually have any plans, right? So you're just going to go straight to your dorm.
Where else would I go?
Okay, that's great. That's great, Hichan. I wanted to talk to you today, so this works out perfectly.
Two high school students, alone after classes in a quiet, empty building. As the sun dyes the sky romantic amber color, the cute girl says she wants to talk. What a secretive and appealing situation. My imagination is buzzing. It's likely not going to be anywhere near as exciting as I'm making it out to be, but it's fun to play it up that way. The popping sound of my canned coffee opening destroys any chance of maintaining such a cheesy mood, sounding louder than I'd ever have thought imaginable, amplified by the context of the situation. I sigh in disappointment and relief. So, what is it?
Oh, actually, I'm a little behind in some of my classes, and if I don't catch up, it could be a problem. I can't put it off any longer. My teachers say that I really have to start taking things seriously, so I should listen, especially because this is the third time. I'm sorry, Hichan.
Why are you apologizing?
I won't be able to help you or Shichan with student council for a few days. It'll only be 2 or 3 days, really. I'll definitely try and come back as soon as possible, but...
I can't say I'm happy about this. It's supposed to be a really busy this week too, isn't it? That's some unfortunate timing. For a second I want to ask if maybe Shizune could pull some strings to get her out of it. But Misha looks so genuinely apologetic about it. It would be pretty dickish of me to say something like that. Besides, if she says it's something that can't be put off any longer, I'm inclined to believe her, considering how surprisingly serious she can be with student council duties. Yeah, I see. It's okay. You managed with just Shizune and yourself last year, didn't you? So I'm sure I'll be able to as well. Don't worry about it.
Really? Thank you, Hichan. Really? Yay! I don't know I didn't know Hichan would take it so well. I thought you were worried with how there's going to be so much work with Tanabata coming up and everything.
Damn, she knows me oddly well.
But Hichan is so composed. I'm glad.
Yeah, you're sort of right. I was thinking about it, but it's not that big a deal. I'm not going to freak out over that. It's going to be a little annoying passing that pad back and forth to talk to Shizune, though.
Hichan, just tell Hichan that you can use sign language too. I don't understand why you won't.
Not yet. I can understand most things already, but I want to be really sure. Actually, I wouldn't mind. The secrecy is killing me too, and it would be nice to be able to talk to her in a real conversation. Don't worry, I'm going to have to tell her eventually. I want to. Actually, I'm trying to think of a good opportunity for it.
That won't be a problem, Hichan.
Why not?
Well, because I kind of told Shichan that you could understand her. She was worried about the same thing, that you wouldn't be able to understand each other. So, I was worried, but it worked out fine in the end after all.
I lose it. Ah! Do you know how stupid I look now? I sat there for like half the damn day, acting like I couldn't read sign language, and now you are seriously telling me that she knew the whole time I could? She was probably thinking, this guy's a complete jackass, pretending he can't understand me. I just made a total ass of myself. How could you let me do this? Misha frowns, seemingly lost for words on realizing that I'm taking this differently than she might have expected. She doesn't speak again until after seeing that I've calmed down.
But Hichan, I think this is definitely for the best.
She says without batting an eye, having waited patiently through my panic to say it. The cheerful delivery of her words make it seem like she sliced out the time between when she dropped the bomb on me and now. It's pretty funny in a way. You have such a one-track mind, you know that?
Yes!
The damage is done. If Misha can believe that things will work out with such unflinching surety, then maybe it's worth giving it a chance. And if things don't work out, I'll run as fast as I possibly can. To try and make it up to me anyway just in case, she offers to buy me another drink from the vending machine. It's a very small token of apology, but I suppose it's the thought that counts. And her thoughts are sincere. Plus, it's a free drink, so I accept. Okay, I guess that's where we are going to leave off this episode of Katawa Shoujo, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to click that like button. I appreciate your appreciation. You can also comment down below. Any constructive criticism or just random banter is welcome. If you want to get my videos into your sub box or the sub tab the moment they come online, make sure to subscribe. And click the bell button next to the subscribe button just to make doubly sure that those videos show up. My name is Negacious. Thank you for watching this episode of Katawa Shoujo, and I'll see you guys in my next video.